If you were to try and find the model young professional golfer, that young man who's determined to make a living and a life in golf, a person who may not be totally blessed with natural abilities, but through perseverance and practice, through the energy and positive thinking and spirit that is all pervasive in a young man's heart, succeeds first as an amateur and then as a professional, then you've found Jeff Cannon. Growing up in Montreal and then Ottawa and Toronto, Jeff Cannon was an unassuming person. Gentle, kind, and always aware of others, he developed into a sincere individual with a strong work ethic. And he always believed in himself and was very realistic in assessing his own capabilities. Certainly, his objectives were clear to him and to those around him.
I saw where I wanted to go as a professional and saw the direction I wanted to take, but I didn't know how to get there. That was frustrating for me. Amateur was pretty nice looking back on it. It was stay home in your own bed and drive off to the golf course and knowing you had a chance to win every time you teed it up. And now you're playing against world-class players. And my goal is to feel that way again as a professional.
He moved to the Toronto area at the age of 9, in the middle of 3 boys in a highly competitive and sporting family. He found the game we all love at the Donalda Club. There in his early teens, he nurtured his affection by playing with his father and mother, who were both good parents and good golfers. And playing with his brothers, he became more competitive. Then at the age of 14, the game became an addiction, spending long hours after school in sand bunkers, putting greens, and the driving range. Jeff Cannon methodically got better. There were others who helped him refine his game. Bob Urey, the pro at Donalda, then Bill Morrison at the Toronto Hunt. And all the while, his close friends, Jack Kay Jr. for one, Ian Leggett and Craig Marseille, they all had a love of golf. Later, he went to Bishop's University in Lennoxville, Quebec. Majoring in business, he still felt in his heart that the business he really wanted to be in was golf. In 1989, he was a member of Ontario's Wellington Cup team. Then in 1990, he came second in the Canadian Amateur, and later that year, he played for our World Amateur team that came fourth in the World Championship. And so it was at that point that he felt his chances for becoming a pro were good. Qualifying for the Canadian Tour in the spring of 1991, Jeff played his first full season as a golf professional. And it was there he realized it takes a lot more work and determination to make it as a pro.
Professional golf from amateur golf is different. The tension is there. It shouldn't be like that. It should just be the same game. But when you're traveling and living out of a suitcase and being intimidated by having all the players around there, it's just a different game.
Losing his card that first year, he tried to requalify and missed by a stroke. Then in the spring of '92, he tried again and made it by sinking an 18-footer on the final hole. Yes, maybe that last shot proved that he could handle the pressure of professional golf life and a promise of more success in the years ahead. But sadly, this past weekend, the long hours of work and practice and a strong belief in himself came to mean nothing for others, just for himself. Jeff Cannon died in an automobile accident. And the memory of Jeff Cannon will always be the model of inspiration and motivation that exists in a young golfer and a young man.